So that you don't appear to be unfairly truncated when you are contributing, you look at the clock, there's the amber light that warns you. When the amber comes on, you have 1 minute. When the red comes on, you are switched off. James Nyikal.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity to comment on the President's speech, which is in line with our constitutional requirement, Article 132, to indicate the measures and taken and the progress made in achieving the principles that guide us from Article 10. Mr. Speaker, my summary of this really is, once again, we are the list of policies, promises that are to be done. And let me say, a fair amount of report on process indicators, which means what needs to be done and where we have reached, but actually it did bring us to what has actually done. In my view, at these times, what we expect, Mr. Speaker, we expect results that affect our daily lives, not good plans, not processes that have been put in place. For example, Mr. Speaker, we will not tire of talking of the cost of living. We keep saying that actually we cannot go into subsidy, but if you have a crisis in your hands, you first of all deal with the crisis before you go for long-term measures. We keep saying, for example, that the cost of fuel cannot be touched because it is a consumption subsidy. I'll never be convinced, Mr. Speaker, nobody can, that look, a subsidy in cost of fuel is consumption. There is no single mover of economy like fuel. So in my view, subsidy on fuel may be a better production subsidy than even fertilizer, which we all agree is actually a production subsidy. And when we say the cost of fuel is probably a problem that arising from other events in the world, why are there differences within the region? As Mr. Speaker, the cost of fuel has about 5 levies and a heavy VAT tax on it. Those are things that we can handle. So I was expecting that at least that one we will take care of. Mr. Speaker, when we talk of in the area of education, we had good indications, primary education, funding primary, university educations, but up to now really, we are just starting to see the fees being paid, and there are still a lot of students who are in universities and their fees have yet to be paid. When we talk of universal health coverage, we have changed laws. Changing laws is not the same as actually getting results. And I'm worried, Mr. Speaker, even the laws we have changed have opened ourselves to a lot of activity from the private sector. We literally may hand over the processes to the private sector. I'm not so sure we'll get much there. Mr. Speaker, when we are talking of even social protection, we have changed the structure. A member mentioned NSSF. I don't know whether we are aware here that in our new arrangement, there are actually 2 tiers of NSSF payment which are being made by employees, where tier 1, which is a small proportion, actually is what NSSF is going to manage, while tier 2, which is a bigger proportion, is actually going to the private sector. So, Mr. Speaker, I remain worried, because we are talking more processes, more policies, but we are not getting to the point of saying this is what we have achieved, is affecting your life today. We talk of 11 landing beaches that have actually, in Kisumu County alone, there are 35 landing beaches. What is 11 for the whole country? That is a drop in the ocean. When we are talking about the justice system, what we are saying is we have employed judges. You can employ people, you can put money, but if the governance structures are not working, you still will not get results. So what we are looking for is results. When we are talking of security, we talk of funding the police. I think those are good things, but we must move away from thinking that policies, funding will eventually turn into actual delivery of what people need if we do not pay attention to the issues of governance that will move these things to allocating money.
Your time is up. Honorable Ruku, I gave you a chance to speak. You finished and logged in again. That is not right. You are still stuck at the top of the screen. Then there is something wrong, clerk. The next goes to member for, it's called Moham, member for Nyali, is it? Yes.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Speaker. Ningelipenda kuzungumzia hotuba ya rais. Yale ambayo alisema yalikuwa mambo ya wazi na aligonga ndipo. Mheshimiwa Speaker, ninaposikiza waheshimiwa wenzangu wakizungumza